morning, everyone. I'll call our May 1st Nash County Commissioner meeting together. We generally start our meetings with a prayer and a pledge of allegiance to the flag. I'd ask Ms. Barnes if she would lead us in the invocation and Mr. Outlaw in the pledge, and we generally stand if you're able. Thank you. Ms. Barnes?
Heavenly Father, we just come before you today, and I just praise you as the giver of every good and perfect gift. Thank you for this day that you have given to us. God, I thank you for the Citizens Academy participants that are here with us, Lord, and the knowledge that they have gained over the last few months. I pray that they will use that, Lord, to continue to be involved in their community, Lord, as you see fit. Lord, I pray that you would give us wisdom and grace and mercy today as we make decisions that will affect our county. God, and as always, I pray blessings and protection upon our military, upon our public safety officers and their families, God, as they put themselves in harm's way for our protection. Lord, I pray that you would be glorified today by everything that we say and do here. In Jesus' name I pray. Amen.
Amen. You join me in the pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
First item on our agenda, item number 4, is approval of the minutes. In March, late March and early April, we had full meetings. I guess my idea of having a second meeting each month is not working the best in the world, but we're going to keep trying. Still had 4. But there are 4 sets of minutes that was in your package. If we have any corrections, we'll take them at that time. If not, I entertain a motion to approve.
So moved.
Second.
I have a motion by Mr. Outlaw and a second by Mr. Belfield to approve all 4 sets of minutes. Is there any questions of that motion? All in favor of the motion, let it be known by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed by a like sign? Thank you. Item 5 on the agenda is a item that we do at our first meeting each month. It's a public comment section. It's an item where any citizens of the county can come, or outside the county if they like, can come and speak to the Board of Commissioners about anything they have on their mind. We do have a lady out front each month that signs you up if you wish to speak. I did not have any sign-ups today. Did anyone miss the sign-up part of it? Seeing none, we'll move on to item 6, which is a special presentation, which is probably one of the more enjoyable things that we do each year. It's for our 2017 Citizens Academy graduation. We are tickled to be able to present those certificates this morning, and I'd ask Patsy McGee to come forward.
Thank you. The 2017 Nash County Citizens Academy is completed. Nash County Government Works met on Tuesdays this year from 5:30 till about 8:30 p.m. from January 24th through April 11th. In your packet, you have a list of the 10 sessions, the dates and where they were held, and the topics that were covered and who the presenters were. Suffice it to say, throughout the course, the participants were exposed to most aspects of county government and some that are related to county government. And following each session, we collected evaluations and compiled the results for presenters so that we can continue to improve Nash County Government Works for future sessions. At this point, every participant has about a 3-inch notebook filled with information about a wide variety of subjects and county services. And they also have a list of county boards and committees for which they might volunteer to serve. We recommend 23 participants for graduation from the Citizens Academy, and at this time, we'd like to present them with their graduation certificates and a photo, their class photo.
I don't think, am I? Am I supposed to? Patsy,
Yes, sir.
are you going to read? Okay, good.
If I could, I greatly appreciate on behalf of the board of you 23 people taking the time to come as long as you have on Tuesday nights. I hope you enjoyed it. I know you would have got something out of it. One of your classmates told me this morning she feels everyone in the county should take this course at some point. It does help explain what our board is charged with, and what our department heads are charged with, and I hope you learn that we are very blessed with staff at Nash County. We have great department heads, great employees, and we look forward to seeing some of you again. A lot of you signed up, according to what I looked at, to serve on the board in the future, and we will certainly use that listing to get in touch with you. And again, we greatly appreciate it on behalf of the board. First name this morning is Faye Alexander.
Faye is actually not able to be here today, but she was part of a mother-daughter team, the mother part of that team, who participated in Citizens Academy. She's been a resident for over 33 years and worked as a registered nurse and has taught at Nash Community College.
And someone most of us have known for a long time, Dr. John Avent.
Dr. Avent has been a resident of Nash County for over 41 years, served on multiple county boards, including Nash Health Care Systems and the Nash County Board of Elections.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
That's Avon. John
Yes,
Avon.
sir.
And I
What
want,
did I say, Avent?
Avon.
I apologize. I've still known you a long time.
Yes, you have, and I appreciate that.
Yes, sir.
And I want to thank the board and Ms. McGee, all the presenters, and my classmates, and I certainly agree with my classmates' comment, everybody should take the course.
Thank you.
Thank you very
Thank
much.
you, Dr. Avon.
You got me nervous now. Off the body.
Miss Body has been a Rocky Mount and Nash County resident for over 20 years and has an interest in serving on a board. Getting some photos.
Thank you. Floyd Bullock.
Floyd has been a resident of Nash County for over 42 years, currently retired, and is also interested in serving on a board in the future.
Thank you, sir.
United Communities.
Next person is the guilty person with the comment, Pat Daniels.
Pat Daniels has been a resident of Nash County for over 30 years and is retired from Nash Community College after over 30 years of service there.
And I've been waiting all my life to get my picture taken with her. She's had to take it many times, and I've always kidded her about it.
It is a great program. Thank you very much.
William Fowler.
We know him as Butch. He has had perfect attendance in the class. He's a retired pharmacist who has lived in Nash County for over 35 years.
Thank you.
Okay. We'll give him one.
Rita Peckerson.
Leah Rita is retired from Nash Rocky Mount Public Schools, but she remains very active throughout the county by serving on the Rocky Mount Community Development Board, Rocky Mount Moles, and Rocky Mount Links.
And Nash Health Care System as a board member. Thank you.
Thank you.
Got it. Bobby Lancaster.
Bobby's not able to be with us today. He's retired from the Salvation Army after 44 years of service and is a member of the Rotary Club and does have interest in serving on the board.
Ann Lanier.
Ann Lanier has had perfect attendance. While she's retired, she also remains active in the community through work with the Rocky Mount Moles and Rocky Mount Lynx.
Have to tell me what Rocky Mountain Mobile is. Martha Lewis. Got y'all lined up wrong, don't I?
Also, another one with perfect attendance. She's a lifetime resident of Nash County, and she remains active with the Rocky Mount Moles and Rocky Mount Lynx and her church.
Karen Miller.
Karen Miller is retired from Miller Orthodontics and now works as an artist at home. She is an active member of her church and also serves in the Rocky Mount Junior Guild, or has in the past.
Mary Pendleton.
I can remember her name because my daughter's name is Mary Helen. And Miss Pendleton, I know her grandchildren, one of whom is getting married, and she's excited about that. But she's a lifetime resident of Nash County. She's retired from BB&T. She's a choir member at her church and volunteers with the American Legion.
And still has time to do this.
Yes.
Margaret Pittman.
Margaret Pittman, she has had perfect attendance. She's a resident of Whitaker's for about 6 years and an active member of the Deaconess Ministry at her church, and she's a member of a husband-wife team in this class.
Thank you. Congratulations. Rufus Pittman. Rufus and I share something together. His description said he's married too, and that's what I am, is married to my wife as well. Congratulations, sir.
Rufus serves on his church deacon board and is interested in serving on a county board. He's also a resident of Whitaker's.
Jeannie Ratford.
Miss Ratchford came to Nash County from Prince William County of Virginia over a year ago. She has experience serving on library boards and volunteering as a tutor for Washington, D.C. schools. And she and her husband were members of the Citizens Academy. He wasn't able to be here, George.
Thank you. Congratulations. Carol Robertson.
Carol Robertson, not able to be here. He goes by Sandy Robertson. He's been a Nash County resident for over 43 years. He's the owner and president of SRJR Enterprises in Rocky Mount. Probably working.
Nancy Brake.
Nancy Westbrake has been a Nash County resident for over 2 years. She currently works for Digital Repair in Rocky Mount and is interested in serving on a county board.
Congratulations, Nancy Westbrake. I'm gonna go visit every one of y'all, get your names right when we do this again. Geraldine White.
Known to us as Jerry, she has been a Nash County resident for over 7 years and joined the Citizens Academy along with one of her neighbors. And she has been a joy to everyone, I think, in Citizens.
It's always a joy up there. Congratulations.
Thank you very much.
Gloria Whitley.
Ms. Whitley is a retired teacher and principal from the Nash Rocky Mount School System and has been a Nash County resident for over 17 years.
We could work in public schools as well.
Sure, thank you.
Julia Williams.
Julia Wims has been a resident of Nash County for about 4 years, and she's a very active member of her church and a retired CNA. Congratulations.
Sherry Williams.
Sherry is not with us today. She is a daughter of the mother-daughter team, and she actually is a social worker for the state and is a historical interpreter and volunteers with the Girl Scouts Coastal Region.
Bucky Woodcock.
Mr. Woodcock has had perfect attendance. He's retired from the railroad union and has been a resident of Nash County for most of his life. And he's the only one who's ever asked me to take his picture up here. I thought I was going to get in trouble for doing it.
He just wanted to sit in my seat one time. Thank y'all all again.
We also want to recognize Nola Roberts. Nola has been the support. She's done most of the preparing and setting up and cleaning up, and we certainly appreciate everything she's done during her tenure with Nash County and especially with Citizens Academy.
Hold on to this, so we get Thank you.
We also want to recognize Ms. Hattie Cooper. I don't know what we did to deserve Miss Hattie, but she graduated several years ago from Citizens Academy, and for some reason, she keeps coming back and helping. We're blessed to have her with us.
Thank you so much.
Thank you for all you've done.
Thank
and
you.
still do.
Thank you.
And I thought you guys might want to give Patsy a hand for everything she's done.
It's a pleasure. It's been an honor to be with you for these 10 weeks plus, and I wanted to let you know you're welcome to stay for the rest of the meeting, or you're free to go, whichever you decide, or you can stay part of the time. It's always interesting to see what your commissioners are doing, if you'd like to stay.
Sometimes it's interesting to see. And on behalf of the board, we also wish to thank Ms. McGee for the great job she has done with this program. I have heard many positive comments over the years, and I know it takes a lot of organization to get it done, a lot of planning, and a lot of cooperation from the department head, which apparently she gets. But again, thank you a lot, and thank you.
They've learned enough.
Nice.
Derek. Next item on our agenda is item 7, a design build bridging process for the Middlesex Corporate Center Shell Building Number 1.
Did you
Oh.
miss
Wait a minute,
Sharpsburg?
you skipping
Sharpsburg.
Sharpsburg.
Oh, I must have had the wrong agenda here.
Me too.
Do you, I'm sorry.
Oh,
It's the Sharpsburg item, I'm sorry.
Number 7.
okay.
It's next.
So go to 8 instead of 7, is that what
Yeah.
you're saying? Okay,
I'm sorry.
that's all right.
I got flip-flopped.
Flip-flopped them, okay. Some of us have that next up. Go to item 8 on my agenda, 7 on some of his agenda, which is Sharpsburg Fire Department District Expansion. Scott Rogers?
That's not Scotty.
That's not Scott, okay?
Seeing if everybody's.
He had another appointment this morning.
Okay, that's great. Glad to have you.
Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Chairman, members of the board. As you see on your agenda, you have an inclusion of the town of Sharpsburg into the Tri-County Tax District. The town of Sharpsburg has requested that the Nash County portion of the town of Sharpsburg be included into the Tri-County Tax District. The town of Sharpsburg has passed a resolution requesting a fire district inclusion as allowed in North Carolina General Statute 69-25.11. This action, if approved by the County Board of Commissioners, moves to include the city limits into the Rural Fire Protection District for funding purposes. Therefore, the citizens within the city limits will begin to pay a fire tax at the same rate as the residents of the rural district. This is the funding mechanism that has been used in Red Oak, Dorchester, Castalia, Bailey, in Nash County. Attached, you see, is a copy of the resolution passed by the Town Board of Sharpsburg on March 7th, 2017 this year, and is recommended to approve the request in the attached resolution. Also here is the Town Administrator, Mr. Blake Proctor, if you have any questions.
Any questions from board members? Prior to this, what did they do? Pay a
They had a contract.
town fire tax?
Yes, sir. What we did, we paid part of our taxes, our board taxes, we paid 10 cents to the department.
Okay, so it wasn't necessarily a fire tax, it just 10 cents came out of your budget and went to them. Will that continue to happen or not happen?
Oh, no, it won't need to because.
Right.
since we
Gotcha,
come
okay,
out of it.
all right. Okay. Any other questions from board members? Entertain a motion to approve.
Move for approval of the request in the resolution.
Moved by Mr. Outlaw,
Second.
second by Mr. Bellfield. Any questions on that motion? All in favor of the motion, let it be known by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed by a like sign? Motion carries.
Thank you.
Thank you for joining us this morning.
My board asked me to wonder, is this going to be on the current bill that goes out in August?
If
That's what we need to know.
if you get all your resolutions from all three counties, well, no, it'll be on your, the portion of Nash County will be on the bill that will come out hopefully in July.
July, okay.
Okay.
Very good.
All right.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for the town of Sharpsburg.
Thank you for joining us this morning.
Yes, sir.
Derek, we're now on design build bridging process for Middlesex Corporate Center, Shell Building number 1. Good morning, sir.
Good morning. This item is for Shell Building number 1, basically going to ask approval for design criteria and to direct staff to procure the project using design build bridging procurement method. Basically, this item is kind of a general statute requirement, so we wanted to just get this on the agenda so we could proceed with this project. Staff is recommending approval of criteria used for determining the circumstances under which engaging a design professional is appropriate for the Middlesex Corporate Center Shell Building number 1 project, as required by general statutes for design build bridging procurement method. As you recall, on March 6th, this past year meeting, the Board of Commissioners approved a resolution exempting Middlesex Corporate Center Shell Building number 1 project from design service requirements provided in General Statute 143-64.31 and designating myself as the staff design professional in anticipation of using this design build bridging procurement method. However, North Carolina General Statutes also require that to enter a design build contract, the unit of government must follow specific procurement procedures as set forth in General Statute 143-128.1b, which requires approval for design build procurement on an individual project basis. Specifically, General Statute 143-128.1b states that a government entity shall establish in writing the criteria used for determining the circumstances under which engaging a design professional is appropriate for a project, and such criteria shall at a minimum address all of the following. As an attachment to your agenda packet, there's basically a two-page, actually a three-page document that lists the 6 design criteria as required in that general statute. And if you can see it, there's in blue, there's the response to each one of those 6 questions. Certainly could go through those 6 questions with you, but they're just a requirement of general statute that we have in writing, that we've identified that these 6 criteria, and that we have a good reason to procure in the design-build bridging method that we're proposing. Certainly happy to answer any questions that the board might have. At this time, though, if there's no questions on the actual design criteria, would recommend approve the criteria as used, as attached, for determining the circumstances under which engaging a design professional is appropriate for this project, and direct county staff to procure this project through the design, build, bridging, procurement method as allowed by NC general statutes.
Any questions from board members? Derek, is this kind of the last step before we are able to take bids on this project? Or we got other steps to go through?
Well, we got to complete our package.
Right.
But yes, this is the last, as far as I can determine. Vince has reviewed our procedures on using this method. As you recall, we've essentially used this method on the EMS station, but it was below the formal bidding requirements.
Right.
So we didn't have to do everything that is required per se in this document. But yes, to my knowledge, this is all the upfront type information that we have to provide. Once this is approved, we're ready to go to that procurement method for this project.
Okay. And we're close to getting the package ready?
We're pretty close. We have a little more work to do. Yeah.
We must include me, which just let me know what I need to do. 'Cause
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
anxious to get this project
I am
out,
also.
as you well know.
Yep.
Any other questions for board members? The request is to approve this method of procurement. I'd entertain a motion to approve.
So moved.
Moved by Mr. Combs, second by Ms. Wells. Any questions on that motion? All in favor of the motion, let it be known by saying aye. Aye. Any opposed by a like sign? Motion carries.
Thank you.
Take bids next Friday, maybe. I think we're going to now go to item number 15 on the agenda. Am I correct that we
Yes.
need to wait till 10 o'clock?
Well,
Okay.
except Donna.
Yeah, I was just getting ready to
Except
say,
Donna.
wait till 10.
All right.
Board appointment.
Courthouse expansion. Item 18, board appointments then.
Donna will be right back.
Okay.
We have today's 4 board appointments for your consideration. One is to the Nash ABC Board. Mr. Maurice Massey has notified the board and us that he'll be resigning effective July 1, 2017, which will leave a vacancy through June 30th of 2019. And Commissioner Cone is recommending Mr. Kenneth Edward Gilliam to fill this unexpired term starting in July, and his application was included in your agenda packet.
Any questions on that potential appointment?
Mr. Chairman,
Yes, sir.
I talked to Michael Murray. He knows Mr. Gillum because Mr. Gillum is retired from the state ABC. He worked with license and permits with state ABC for years, and he's excited about the possibility of him serving on that board.
All right, great. Any questions? Entertain a motion for approval. I'll take your comment as a motion.
Motion.
Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Ms. Richardson. Any questions on that motion, Mr. Belfield?
Yeah, is that the same name that you mentioned, the same as one that, Rosemary, that you brought? The same person?
Yes.
Yes, sir, it
Yes.
is.
Okay.
All right, any other questions? All in favor of the motion, let it be known by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed by a like sign? Notify him he has been approved. Ms. Dawson?
The second one is for the Adult Care Home Community Advisory Committee. As we've discussed at previous meetings, that committee has several vacancies, actually 7. We do have one that we have identified and has submitted an application, and I think you met at your last meeting, Mr. Linwood Marin Ross Sr., who is willing to serve.
He's here now.
Oh, good.
He's sitting back there now.
He's checking on us this morning, that's good. All right, and I hope for the board is still looking members to serve on this committee.
Yeah.
All right, entertain a motion for approval here.
Miss
Move. I'll second it.
I didn't know make it.
You did. Motion made by Ms. Richardson. No, excuse me, I'm sorry. Okay.
I just want to say that Mr. Ross has been attending
and he's here today. Okay. And he's shown good faith effort in this, and we appreciate that very much. And with that said, I would offer a motion for his appointment to this committee.
All right.
Second it.
I now have a motion by Ms. Richardson, second by Mr. Belfield. Any questions on that motion? All in favor, let it be known by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed by a like sign? Ms. Dorsey?
Commissioner Wayne Outlaw's term on the Board of Trustees for Nash Community College will expire at the end of June. We have already received a letter from Dr. Carver, the president, requesting his reappointment, and as noted, his willingness to serve an additional 3-year term.
All right, and
I move the appointment.
Second.
I got a motion to, y'all confusing me this morning, but I got a motion to approve by Ms. Wells, a second by Ms. Barnes. All in favor of that motion, let it be known by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed by a like sign? Mr. Outlaw, congratulations.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Consolidated Human Services Board, Ms. Dorsey.
Well, we'll just wait to see if we can continue to look for a psychiatrist member. I just keep it on there so we don't
Gotcha.
forget it. But that's all the appointments we have this morning. Thank you.
Ms. Barnes, you had a potential one you thought may work. Did that one not pan out?
I don't think they didn't live in Nash County, but I'm still pursuing it.
Okay.
See what else
All
I can
right.
come up with.
They didn't live in Nash County. All right, we'll jump back up to item number 15, Ms. Wood, grant project ordinance.
Good morning.
Morning.
This is to adopt a grant project ordinance. Nash County has been awarded $75,000 by the North Carolina Housing Finance Agency under the 2017 cycle of the Urgent Repair Program. This program is funded through the North Carolina Housing Trust Fund. No county funds are needed to execute this program. Are there any questions?
Any questions on this one? Just let me know if you need individual action on it. If not, go ahead.
Okay. The next item is an amendment to the courthouse sheriff expansion capital project ordinance. This is to add, not to change any of the numbers, but it's the add a section to the wording. Is to give the county manager the authority to approve incidental change orders up to $25,000 per occurrence within the budgeted project.
All right, I'll tell you what, I'm going to back up and go ahead and get a motion to approve that grant ordinance. I
Okay.
thought you had other
I'm
items
sorry.
on that particular one. That's my fault. Item number 15, is there a motion to approve?
So moved.
Moved by Mr. Outlaw,
Second.
second by Ms. Wells. Any questions on that motion? All in favor of the motion, let it be known by saying aye. Aye. Any opposed by a like sign? Motion carries. Item 16, will you finish there, Ms. Wood?
What this is, we're adding wording to the capital project ordinance that would give the county manager authority to approve a change order, an incidental change order, up to $25,000 per occurrence, but within the budgeted project.
Meaning within the
Within the,
contingency funds.
right, within the categories that have been approved to approve incidental change orders that would affect.
I'd ask the manager explanation on that.
Yeah, this is pretty common in large project ordinances. It was not in our original one, and when I was presented with a potential small change order, because it wasn't in there, I didn't feel like I should approve it. And so we talked about 50,000, we talked about 25,000. As y'all know, I do not like change orders, so I'm very strict with them, but sometimes you need to get something done quick. Anything over 25,000, any major change order, since we do meet every other week, will come to the board, but this would just allow me to do minor change orders. And I foresee things like $5,000 or $10,000 more often than anything.
Any questions from board members? I think I just asked if we do approve some, if you just reported at the next board meeting, which you're probably gonna do anyway.
Will do.
Okay. Entertain a motion for approval of this request.
So moved.
Moved by Ms. Richardson,
Second.
second by Mr. Bellfield. Any questions on that motion? Everybody understand it? All in favor of the motion, let it be known by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed by a like sign. Motion carries. Now we're on item 17, which is where I apparently thought we were on 15. Go ahead, Ms. Wood.
Okay, the next item is for requesting approval for the fiscal year 16-17 audit contract. The Local Government Commission requires the governing body to approve the audit contract annually. This audit contract is with Thompson Price Scott Adams and Company. This audit firm was approved by the Board of Commissioners at the March 6, 2017 Board of Commissioners meeting. The cost of the audit and preparation of the annual financial statements for fiscal year 16-17 contract is set at $39,500. The audit contract is a standard local government audit contract, and it's attached in the agenda. There are no changes in the scope of the work from prior years, and the changes, or changes in language in the contract affecting Nash County.
Give me just a second. My agenda is just not following us for some
sorry.
reason. That's okay. Maybe I have one you left me this morning. No, that one's the same.
That was it.
Okay,
The audit item was added later in the week.
okay.
And Donna just asked if we could slip it in there,
Okay.
and that's why it probably wasn't on
I
there.
got it. I thought we were on budget amendments.
Yep.
And we need to approve this.
Yes.
All right, entertain a motion to approve.
Make a motion to approve.
Moved by Mr. Combs, second by Mr. Outlaw. Is that okay?
That's fine.
Okay. Any questions on that motion? All in favor of the motion, let it be known by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed by a like sign.
And I think I would note that the contract price is actually less than what we had previously. Is that
You're-
correct?
It is less than what we had previously, and we are with a different firm this
Right,
year as well. So there's no actual language in the contract, but the dollar amounts are different. It's a standard contract.
I'm going to ask questions now. Are we on budget amendments now?
We are on budget
Okay.
amendments now.
All right, go ahead.
Okay. The first amendment that I have for approval is with the Aging Department. This amendment is to reallocate HCCBG state funding so that 100%, they can be 100% utilized. There's no county funds being requested. And because some of the programs that we're moving the funds into do not require county match, we're actually putting $603 back into fund balance. The next item is Parks and Recreation Department. This amendment makes funds available that have already been collected in sponsorship revenue for our spring sports, soccer, t-ball, baseball, and softball. No county funds are needed, $2,840. Next item is an amendment, or the next two items are amendments with the Health Department. The first one is amendment to budget additional state funding to provide STD prevention training to staff. No county funds are needed, $608. The next item is an amendment for funds received from the Centers for Medicaid and Medicare Services through the Meaningful Use Program. It's $42,500. No county funds are requested. The next item for approval is for federal asset forfeiture funds. This amendment is to budget additional funds for 25 sets of stop sticks. This purchase would completely outfit each patrol deputy and one half of the detectives with stop sticks to bring more ability to disrupt dangerous high-speed vehicular pursuits. No county funds are requested. It's $11,214. Next item is Soil and Water Conservation Department. This amendment is to budget donated funds received from Nash Produce and Nash County Farm Bureau for the annual catfish luncheon and the supporting food, land, and people workshop. No county funds are needed, $1,300. Next item is with Register of Deeds. This amendment is to budget funds from Register of Deeds Automation Fund to purchase 4 monitors. No county funds are needed, $800. The next item is with the medical examiner. This amendment is to budget funds to cover additional costs for medical examiner fees due to just the number of investigations and autopsies. We're looking at increasing the fund balance $20,000 to cover additional medical services for the current fiscal year. Next item is with our ABC bottle tax. This amendment is to budget funds to cover additional costs for the ABC bottle tax fees. There are no county funds requested, it's $10,000. The next item is with the Office of Juvenile Justice. This amendment is to budget additional funds from the North Carolina Department of Public Safety to the Resolve Program for supplies and materials, furniture printer, and staff training. It's $3,423. No county funds are requested for that one. Next item is with Water and Sewer Department. This amendment is to budget additional water and sewer revenue and fund balance appropriation to cover additional industrial usage over the projections that we had at the beginning of the year. We're requesting an increase of $145,000, and of that, $10,000 from fund balance for the Water Sewer Department. The next item is with our fire district. This budget amendment is for the Momire Volunteer Fire Rescue to appropriate $10,000 of their fund balance to put towards the purchase of a newer rescue truck. No county funds are needed. It's $10,000. The next item is with Solid Waste Landfill. In November 2016, the Board of Commissioners approved $400,000 capital project ordinance for the expansion of the C&D landfill. The funding for the project, as stated and approved in the ordinance, is set from the solid waste landfill fund balance. And this budget amendment just officially sets up that transfer from the solid waste fund to the C&D landfill capital project fund. And they are all the amendments that I have this morning.
That's 12 budget amendments. Any questions from commissioners on any of those 12?
Can you provide us with just a breakdown on the medical examiner comparing this year with the increase to last year's total, just to kind of get a feel for?
I can give that to you. They also had an increase in fees as well. So the fees went up, I believe it was last year.
But may not be increased activity, just the increase in the fee?
Right.
They almost doubled the fees, I think.
I think the investigations went from 100 to 250, and autopsies 1,100 to 1,750. But I'll check on the numbers. I can get some information.
You want to hold out, Mr. Outlaw? You okay?
No, I'm fine with it. I just...
Any other questions, commissioners? Mr. Lamb?
Yeah, I just want, since we have a new commissioner, I want to make sure Commissioner Cone is aware of what the automation funds are in the register of deeds. Several years ago, they started collecting a fee that goes into a reserve, and they use it to preserve old documents. And in the last few years, we spent $6,000 last year. We have $17,500 we're going to spend this year, and next year she's doing a major project, and so we've got $40,000 in the budget for that. But it's not county general fund. It is a reserve fund that has been established that's collected when people go to the register of deeds and file instruments. So I just wanted everybody to know what that was.
All right. Thank you. I'd entertain a motion for approval on these 12 budget amendments.
So moved.
Moved by Mr. Outlaw.
Second.
Second by Mr. Belfield. Any questions on that motion? All in favor of the motion, let it be known by saying aye. Aye. Any opposed by a like sign? Motion carries. We're on item 19, tax report, which is for informational purposes. Good morning.
You all have the information in your packets concerning the collections report for the prior month. Are there any questions on that?
I have a statement. That does not include, it's 1 month less of the vehicle collections. They will be added during the middle of the month when we get those numbers in. So even though it looks like we're on par on the vehicles, which is page 6, we're really quite a bit ahead, about 400,000 or 500,000 ahead through the same month. Thank you.
That's what you really wanted us to know, isn't it? Understood. Which is
And your overall collections is running over $1 million more this year than what we did last year. So we've had a very good year this year. And that's in part to the hard work of the staff and encouragement from the county manager also. Also included in your packet were requests for 2 refunds. We would like to seek your approval for those, please.
All right. Any questions on the refunds? Motion for approval?
So moved.
Moved by Ms. Richardson,
Second.
second by Mr. Bellfield. Any questions on that motion? All in favor of that motion, let it be known by saying aye. Aye. Any opposed by a like sign? Motion carries. Thank you.
Thank you.
Tell Mr. Wren to get well soon.
Yes, sir.
All right, I'm on item number 21, which is commissioner comments. Any comments from any commissioner?
Mr. Chairman, the Nash.
Ms. Barnes?
The Nash UNC Health Board met on a special call meeting on Wednesday evening, and we met for about 3.5 hours and talked about some of the recent newspaper articles about the D rating, and so I can assure you that the staff and the board are very concerned and are making necessary changes, and you'll probably hear more about that when we meet next time on Monday, the 15th.
15, right.
I think they'll go in detail. Also, last week I attended a symposium at the Area AHAC on the opioid addiction. We had a very, very good speakers. One was from the Department of Health and Human Services. We had the Otto family, which had been on NBC with Lester Holt. Also, our staff, Dale Griffin, made a presentation with Chief Bashore and Amanda Flory. So it was a lot of good information went out. It was a packed house. And also Amanda Flory will be giving a presentation to the hospital board on Thursday when we meet.
Thank you, Mr. Barnes. Any other comments from commissioners? I'd just say, in addition to what Ms. Barnes said, Ms. Barnes, Ms. Richardson, and myself met Thursday morning with the hospital chairman, vice chairman, gentleman from UNC, and several staff members about concerns that this board expressed, and I'll take the blame, or whatever how you want to put it, about the hospital at our last meeting. It was a very good meeting. I think we all, and I won't speak for the other ones, I'll let them speak for themselves, left very encouraged. I would say that they gave us a person of contact in the future if we have any calls as commissioners from citizens that have had an experience that didn't meet their expectations. They gave us a person that we are to contact, and they're going to very quickly get in touch with those people, which I think is a great improvement. I think maybe the best thing to do, and we'll do it any way you want to, we'll discuss it more at our work session, but I want to go ahead and get that information out there. I think the best thing to do would maybe to, if you have complaints or citizens that call you, if we would funnel them through Ms. Barnes and let her stay in contact with this Crystal Hayden and keep a log of it if you're willing to, and I hadn't even asked her. I think would be a better method than all 7 of us maybe calling her and we getting the same calls and numerous ones calling her because she is the new senior vice president and also chief of nursing over there, so I'm sure she's a very busy lady. But if you get any calls, I think we should let Ms. Barnes know and let her pass them to them. They asked us to do that. All the items that we expressed concern with, we addressed very detailed. It was a very cordial but very open meeting. And quite frankly, I left there feeling a lot better. And Ms. Richardson, you have anything to add to that?
sounds good, and I like the idea of when you have concerns brought to you as you propose the contact person, because when we try to explain something to a person, sometimes we might miss a good point on it, and sometimes there's nothing can be done about it to correct it, but just acknowledging it, talking to the person, explaining to them what the procedure was and what was done, that is a big help. Sometimes we get in trouble for the lack of communication, and I think that was a good step, and we had a very good meeting.
All right. Ms. Barnes, anything else you'd like to add to this past Thursday's meeting?
I agree, it was a great meeting. I'm glad that we've got some open communication going, and I think it's going to continue to develop into a great relationship between the hospital and the county commissioners.
And we did discuss, Mr. Lamb had a great discussion, I think, on the community paramedics project and funding for that moving forward, and we anticipate getting an answer back on that real soon. In fact, Mr. Brantley told me this morning they had been in touch with him. He'd be meeting with them shortly, so we hope to have some positive results from that. That's all I had, Mr. Lamb. Manager report.
Yes, sir. Members of the board, just a reminder, we'll be meeting in 2 weeks on the 15th here in the commissioner's room instead of the back room. At that meeting, we'll hear appeals to the Board of E&R. We will also hear a presentation from UNC Nash Healthcare, and the staff will also formally be presenting the budget for fiscal year 17-18. Got some upcoming events, Castalia Park dedication this Wednesday, March 3rd at 1 o'clock. Just plan to meet at the park if you're able to attend. Have County Assembly Day in Raleigh Wednesday, May the 10th, next Wednesday. And we'll be in touch with everybody about travel plans when we're leaving and that sort of thing. The Nash Soil and Water Catfish Luncheon is Thursday, the next day, Thursday, May the 11th at 12 noon at Rose Hill. The all-powerful Oz is behind the curtain over there. Is he here?
I think he is. Jonathan, are you in there?
Jonathan? There he is. I just want to publicly recognize Jonathan Edwards. Y'all might have seen that he's our media communication specialist, been with us a little over a year, I guess. He came from Greenville. He's done an excellent job, but in early April, he won a very prestigious award for his work here in Nash County. He won first place in TV and video regular programming from NC3C, which is the North Carolina City and County Communicators Organization, for his production of Nash County Now. Episode 8 just came out a couple days ago. It's a statewide organization with a membership of over 100 local government communications professionals. And at its annual conference in Charlotte this year, they awarded various Excellence in Communication Awards, one of which was the first place award that Jonathan received. We're very proud of Nash County Now TV show. It's being broadcast every month on our PEG channel and YouTube channel. And we hope that the community is watching and learning more about what's going on in Nash County. Jonathan, congratulations and thank you for your excellent work you are doing here in Nash County. Thank you. I did misstate something on those taxes. The report y'all got is through March, and that does include, that is apples and apples. I've already gotten the April report internally that does not have the vehicles for April, and that's what I was referring to. But that shows you we are ahead 350 $100,000 in vehicle collections through March. Our levy and personal property was $500,000 more than last year, and our levy for real property was also higher. So the net result of that is things are improving. The economy does seem to be improving in the county. There is more construction. People are buying automobiles, and so it's a very bright future with CSX and everything. Helps with the Gateway Partnership. Looks like the county and the area is doing really well, and just want to thank everybody for their hard work. That's it.
Anything else?
That's it.
All right,
It's almost.
getting close to 10 o'clock. I got one more item that I wanted to discuss. Mr. Manager, you were planning on presenting the budget on the 15th?
On the 15th.
On the
yes, sir.
15th.
Yeah.
Board members, we've got about 6 or 7 items left that we haven't resolved yet as far as the budget. I'm thinking that we probably have maybe different thoughts on these 4 or 5 items. The additional requests from the school, from the community college, and numerous other ones. And to enable Mr. Lamb and staff to get that presentation to us on the 15th to keep us on track, rather than trying to iron this out by talking to board members, I think I would prefer that we get back together one more time to talk as a group about these particular items and vet them real well. So I'd like to agree on a time that we can get back together this coming week, if possible. If you look at your calendars. Is anybody opposed to doing it that way?
What date you talking about now?
I haven't established a date, Mr. Belfield. I kind of wanted to do that. But is anybody opposed to doing it that way, rather than charging the staff to meet with us individually, or for me to meet with you individually? I just would prefer we have an open meeting to do that on.
Yeah, the sooner the better for staff, so we can
Are you ready at any time?
We're ready anytime.
Okay. Well, in that case, we could do it this week or next week, either one. I'm completely open. I don't have a suggestion. So I just kind of got notified of that.
How about Wednesday after the Castalia Park opening?
Is that the 10th?
Third.
Third.
This Wednesday.
This Wednesday, oh, this Wednesday, okay.
That's better for us. The sooner the better.
I don't know how long that would take, but I'm planning to go, so I could just come back from there to here.
2:30 or 3?
I actually couldn't do it until about 4 that afternoon because I have a doctor's appointment on that particular day.
That works for me, too.
I could do it like 4 o'clock Wednesday afternoon, or I could do it Thursday or Friday. Thursday in the morning, Friday pretty much all day.
Friday would be better for me.
Can't do Friday morning.
Can't do Friday morning.
Mr. Davis, do you anticipate it be a long meeting?
I anticipate it taking an hour or less.
Why wouldn't Wednesday afternoon still work, 4 o'clock?
4 o'clock Wednesday, does anybody have a problem with that date?
You mean it's coming Wednesday?
Yes, sir.
Sooner we can
It's
let the
gonna be
county know,
tight
the
for
better.
me then.
4 o'clock
Yeah.
Wednesday.
Okay, he says it's not gonna work for him,
Gotta get in, get out soon.
Who said it wouldn't work?
Mr. Belfield.
Mr. Belfield, if it's tight, we said would 3:30 work?
That makes it even tighter.
Oh,
How about 4:30?
I'm going the wrong way.
That loosen it
Yeah.
up?
Yeah,
4:30 is fine.
I'm
4:30.
just trying to accommodate. I know you need to go ahead and get this done.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, even though we're presenting it the following Monday, we're trying to have it
It takes a lot of time to put it together,
ready
I'm sure.
this coming Monday, so that we can go through it and make sure we got
Go
it
to
right.
Friday, your next week.
Mr. Chairman, is there any reason we can't do it today before we leave here?
After close.
Is that too quick?
Good here.
I don't have a problem with that at all. It's a good
Oh,
point,
yeah.
really. We seem to be pretty much ahead of schedule. Hadn't even thought about that. Is staff prepared to do that?
Yes.
Okay. All right, well, what we'll do is have our, Board of E&R, we'll do our closed session because we got people waiting to do that. Then we'll come back into open session and take care of these particular items. That suit everybody?
Good.
And we'll still get you out of here by 2 o'clock. All right, wonderful. Thank you, Mr. Combs, for coming up with that idea. All right, we're gonna go back to, item number 11, I think. Everybody got called to order, Board of Equalization's item 11. Okay, got you. Oh, item 9, got you. All right, I entertain a motion to recess our regular meeting.
So moved.
Moved by Mr. Outlaw,
Second.
second by several,
Yeah.
Mr. Bellfield. Any questions on that motion? All in favor of the motion, let it be known by saying aye. Aye. Any opposed by a like sign? The regular Board of Commissioners is recessed. I will ask our distinguished, nationally known Clerk of Superior Court to come and swear us in.
Let's do that short break.
Name?
Need to do that short break.
And I say that because I met a gentleman
I'm in first.
a couple of months ago from right long ways away, and he asked me, was our Superior Court clerk still Miss Joyner? And I said, absolutely.
Yeah, I even knew Harry Truman.
Oh, you even knew
Been
Harry?
around
It
for a
wasn't
while.
him that I saw.
Good. Anyway, it's a great pleasure to be here with such an august body of great leaders. I'm proud to be from Nash County, and it's a great pleasure to me to serve you in any way that I possibly can. So at this time, if you want to remain seated, and if you will place your left hand on the Bible and raise your right hand. Your left hand on the Bible and raise your right hand. That's right. We'd had to do that when he was sworn in. Anyway, to each of you, Mr. Fred Belfield, Wayne Outlaw, Ms. Lou Richardson, Robbie Davis, Dan Cone, Mary Wells, Lisa Barnes, to you, and each of you solemnly swear or affirm that you will support and maintain the Constitution and laws of the United States and the Constitution and laws of North Carolina, not inconsistent therewith, and that you will faithfully discharge the duties of your office as a member of the Board of Equalization and Review of Nash County, North Carolina, and that you will not allow your actions as a member of the Board of Equalization and Review to be influenced by personal or political friendships or obligations. So help you God.
We will.
Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.
Y'all, Robbie, let's take that 5-minute
Robbie.
All right, I have
break.
heard that we need a 5-minute break, and I would grant that at this time. We'll be back at 10:10 or thereabout. I'll call back to order our first meeting of our E&R Board for Nash County, and I did not have any sign-ups for the E&R Board. At this point, is there anyone present this morning that wishes to appear before the E&R? Seeing none, what do I do? Bert, help me out.
Call to recess the meeting.
Until the 15th.
All right.
May 15th.
Seeing none, I call for recess of the E&R meeting till May the 15th at 2:30. 2:30. Well, what time will we actually have that part of it?
I think it's advertised at 2:30.
Advertised at 2:30, okay, at 2:30.
You can start after 2:30.
So it'd be the first item on the agenda.
You can start before.
Right, I got you. All right, is there a motion to adjourn the E&R Board?
I move that we adjourn.
Excuse me.
Recess.
Let me rephrase that. I'm sorry, Mr. Belfield. I said it right the first time. To recess the E&R board till May the 15th at 2:30.
I offer motion that we recess the E&R board until May the 15th at 2:30.
There a second to that motion?
Second.
Second. Motion by Mr. Belfield, second by Mr. Outlaw. Any questions on that motion? All in favor of the motion, let it be known by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed by a like sign. We stand adjourned. I'll call back to order our regular Nash County Commissioners meeting for May the 1st. And we've worked ourselves down to item number 23, which is a closed session. What I'm going to do is ask for a motion to go into closed session, and we will go to our committee room for the closed session, and then for benefit of the public and the media, what we'll do is advise you when we have finished the closed session, and we're going to go back into regular session to discuss budget items. I think it would be best for the board to do that in the committee room where we can look at one another and have a little better conversation. So if it's okay, we'll just let you know when we'll go back into open session. Any questions on that? I entertain a motion to go into closed session.
So moved.
Moved by Mr. Outlaw.
Second.
Second by Ms. Wells. Any questions on that motion? All in favor of the motion, let it be known by saying aye. Aye. Any opposed by a like sign. Thank you. Entertain a motion to recess our regular commissioner meeting for May until this coming Wednesday at 4:30, which will be the 3rd. Moved by Mr. Outlaw.
Second.
Second by a combination of Ms. Richardson and Mr. Belfield. All in favor of that motion, let it be known by saying aye. Aye. Any opposed by a like sign? Stand adjourned.